Hello and welcome back to Hollowponds Solo Sagas. So today it is a Thursday, and in October on Thursdays we are having a zombie month. We'll play some zombie games. But before anything, it's probably the 16th of October. I've either missed it or yet to happen. We have 3i Atlas, which is moving close to Mars. We're not quite at its closest point to Earth yet. And so I'd just like to say welcome to Chach, our overlord. As you come to Earth, may I welcome you to Earth and say, what's your favourite biscuits and do you like Earl Grey tea? And Chach, please enjoy the following game. So we will be playing TinyD6, the Living Dead. TinyD6, the Living Dead, or Living Dead, TinyD6 Living Dead, which is the zombie rules for TinyD6. I have augmented them, as I mentioned last week, with some searching tables and some random tables for a survivor of the apocalypse. Now, I'm going to stipulate that although I have been heavily inspired by, and it could be said that this is paying homage to, Keith C. Blackmore's Mountain Man series, no matter how much it seems similar to it, it is not it. I am playing a game of imagination. I am not copying Keith C. Blackmore or any of his IP, and anybody else who produces a game of Mountain Man based game, that is theirs. This is not that. This is just very similar. So first off, we'll try and crack up. We'll probably not have very long episodes of this because we will just plow through stuff. So we have creating a TinyD6 protagonist is quite easy. All TinyD6 protagonists have 6 hit points. So our hero, I don't know, what should we call him? Gus Berry. Our hero has 6 hit points, and we can give them 3 traits. Now I've come up with some traits, and the 3 traits that I'm going to give this hero are of my own invention, which is numb to the pain, house picking, and itchy fellas. Numb to the pain is every time we consume at least 1 bottle of Captain or Uncle Jack, we get 1 numb point. At any time, we can remove 1 numb point to re-roll any test. The more we use Captain or Uncle Jack, then the more dependent we must become upon it, and we should roleplay that. We are going. The house picking means that any time we attempt to search a residence, we can gain advantage to that search for items as we go house picking. And then we have itchy fellas. We have been kneed or kicked in our personal private jewels, the family jewels, more often than we like to count. That is why we wear protection. Once per session, when we take any damage whatsoever, we can choose to forego a future action to make an evade check, and on a success, we take no damage. So basically, whatever they did to our cricket box or our defensive box or whatever, and thus we are not injured. So those are our 3 traits that we will be taking, and we will be specialising in, I can't remember if a baseball bat, which would be his samurai bat, is a heavy or a normal melee weapon. I think it's a heavy because it's 2-handed, because it's manipulation, it's a 2-handed weapon. So we are going to take heavy melee, is our proficiency group, and our specific weapon is going to be a baseball bat, which is our samurai bat, as we call it. We have not got the boomstick yet, because that hasn't progressed to that point. So what we are going to now say, so I think that's it. That's it. This is now our hero. Our tiny living dead hero is now expressed in our 3 traits: numb to the pain, house picking, and itchy fellas. I'm going to say that we have 1 numb point already. because Gus has downed a bottle of Captain. The Captain before we have gone down to Annapolis. It's Annapolis Royal. I tried to remember that last week, but I couldn't remember. It's Annapolis Royal is the location. We are up in a safe place. Basically, we stumbled after the beginning of the apocalypse. We had some events that occurred, some prequel events, and we ended up in a mountain enclave where we are holed up. And below us is it's a city, really, Annapolis Royal. Although on the map, based on the cities I know, it's quite a town. But it's a big expanse. And so the time where this has occurred is nondescript. It's some future time because there are some technologies that are slightly different. So cars' fuel hasn't gone off because of the additives, so it's got a longer life. So in the roles that I have written, which is on Patreon, so the process to go down to Annapolis, first you get armoured up, so your samurai stick and your leathers, and then you mount up the beast, which is a big truck, and you drive down to a target. When we explore the target, we will decide whether it is a small, medium or large target. We will roll a D6 or a D2 D6 or 3 D6, and that's how many rooms. And then we'll go through the tables exploring rooms from each time. We will then see if we have an event for every room. If there is no event in a room, we can try and search that room for stuff. If we succeed on a test searching for stuff, we find something. If we fail, we will trigger 1d3 fodder zombies to attack at once. And we could come across scavengers. So we have several places that we want to go and search. We can go to the hospital, the mall, the liquor corporation, the library, the fire station, or we can go house picking. And so I think to start off with, we are going to try and go house picking and use the tables to go house picking. So what we do to go house picking basically is we drive down to one of the suburban areas. The streets are reasonably empty. Every now and then we might see a couple of walkers shambling around, but they're not paying that much attention to us. We are going to go and find a house and go house picking for the day. So what we're going to do, I haven't really thought this one through. So we'll go down to Annapolis. We will come across a street. We have been here before, but we're going to continue working our way down the street as we did before. I will assume that we are going to have small or possibly medium, but mostly these are going to be small. So we'll roll a D6 for each room, for each house, to see how it is. Let's see we'll roll D10 to see the maximum number we can get done in a day is 3. So we can get 3 houses done today, and then we need to head back up the mountain to where we were. So our first house has this many rooms, 2 rooms within it. So we will come up to the house. We will try and be as quiet as possible in entering the house. We need to do a test to see if we can enter the house. We've got house picking. So we can just try and enter the house. So we can just see if we can just come into the house normally. We'll roll 2d6 to see if we can get into the house, or if there's a chance that we might hurt ourselves, cutting ourselves, get into the house, or something might happen. So we have difficulty getting into this house, so we make some noise. We are going to say that there is +1 zombie. So no matter what happens, we have to fight at least 1 zombie at leaving this building. So there are 2 rooms in this place. If we don't encounter any zombies, then 1 is going to catch us before we leave this place, because we made a lot of noise coming into the building. So we are going to roll 3d6 and have a look. So it's a D66 house picking table. We will go first, second, third. So we got first, second, third. I think that's why I said it was. So 515. So we've got doubles. 515, medicine cabinet open, bottles all gone. So we've gone So we've come into a utility room. So we've searched through. There's a utility room. I reckon 5-5 should be an event. Let's roll an event because we've got double numbers. House picking event. 1 to 3, 4 to 6. 1 to 3, it's an enemy. 4 to 6, it's an item. Enemy. Okay. Well, we said there's going to be a zombie. So we've come through. We've come into a bathroom sort of area. We've cleared downstairs. We've come upstairs. Gone to the bathroom. We can see there's a medicine cabinet. There might be some painkillers or something that might be useful because we get hangovers quite badly. So we're going to enter there, and there is house picking enemy. 1 to 3. It's 1. Right, let's roll. We've got 3 is 1d3 fodder zombies, which is 1. So we'll say there's 2 fodder zombies. So that works out because we've got 1. Which is behind the shower curtain. As we step in, the shower curtain gets battered and we kind of turn, and then all of a sudden, pushing through the shower curtain is someone who has came in to the bathroom to hide from an attack, which is probably where the other one is, who will come in the middle of this combat. Or maybe at the start of the combat, we can imagine someone has hidden in, we've got 1 to 3, it's a woman. Yep, so it's a woman who has hidden in here. Their skin is bloated and distended. There are bite marks all over their shoulder and up the side of their face. Their skin has gone pallid and is off-white green coloured, and they lunge towards Gus. Now, I've got special rules for zombies. We'll say that a second one comes in at the same time, but basically, oh, we go. So, zombies will roll 2d6 for their attack, for their first attack, and then every additional zombie past the first adds an extra d6. For every 5 and 6 you roll, then 1 point of damage is done. So, thus, 4 zombies could do a maximum of 5 points of damage to you. So, it's 1 zombie. We could say, because we said there's +1, we could say the first round of combat we are fighting 1 zombie who's in the bath, and then a second one comes to the doorway of the bathroom. So in my head, I've got, for some reason, the house I grew up in, the bathroom, not like any of these other ones, like a bathroom that I haven't been in like 30 years, nearly 40 years, is in my head. And so it wasn't very big. There was, as you went in, there was a bath with a shower curtain to the left. The toilet was in front of you, and there was a sink to the right, and the doorway would have been behind you, of course, because you just come in. So there was like a little cabinet above the sink to the left, and so Gus will have turned. The cabinet looks open. He's open, looking in as the shower curtain billows out, and then upon Gus's back, there would be the zombie hits. Now we've got initiative, I believe. So the zombie will roll 2d6, Gus will roll 2d6. 2d6, the red is the zombie, black is Gus, whoever's got the higher. Gus has 7, the zombie has 9. Zombie lunges in and attempts to pile into Gus's back. First round of combat, we will have 1 zombie, and then the second one will join afterwards. 2 points of damage. So 2 points of damage as it leans in and batters Gus's face straight into the mirror. The mirror cracks and slices across Gus's forehead. Blood starts to pour. He's just gone down to 2/3 hit points. Blood starts to pour down Gus's face as he turns and wheels the bat and attempts to crack it across the zombie's delicate little bonce. It's a fodder zombie, and a fodder zombie, according to this book, I believe it just takes 1 hit. Yeah, a 1 hit point is a fodder zombie. Gus attempts to just strike his bat across the top of this zombie's head. Oh, doing 2 points of damage. There's a splat sound as the bat catches underneath the zombie's jaw and its head flips and falls to the side. And at that point, a second zombie strides like shambles or dragging its foot into the doorway. This is in a dressing gown and pajamas. Has a ragged big beard which is caked in blood, and there's bits of flesh still in the beard. It's obviously, this is the person who bit the one who's just been dispatched. We will have initiative again. No, we'll have this one. It moves into the door. As Gus rights himself, it is going to lunge in and attempt to get Gus. Gus pushes it back into the doorway just as it lunges forward. He turns the bat, pushes it into its chest, pushes it back, and then Gus is going to step forward and attempt to dispatch this one. And does 1 point of damage, which is enough for one fodder zombie. So Gus dispatches 2 zombies. He's going to pan and stay quiet and see if there's any other in the house and see if there's any movement. We will roll a test. We can't hear any movement within the house. So Gus is going to Gus will finally attempt to search this room and see if there's anything in here which could help. We get advantage, that's why we've rolled 3, and we get 1 success. So Gus is going to find, I think because there's a medicine cabinet, we could roll on the Wastelands tables for stuff, but instead have I got the house picking tables here? We are going to say this is bathroom laundry find, which is a D6. Which is 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 toothbrush and toothpaste tube. So Gus finds an unopened tube of toothpaste and toothbrush in the cabinet that hasn't been taken. And we will leave this room swiftly and see if we can find anything else of interest in this gaff. First, second, third. First, second, third, which is 2, 5, 3, and the second one in this room. So we've dealt with our +1 zombie, so we don't have to worry about our +1 zombie from getting in. 2, 5, 3. 2 is the living room area. 2, 5, 3. A recliner stuffed with adult magazines. Okay, it's a weird household. We will find that there is nothing else in this room apart from that, so we will do a search for anything in here. We get 1 hit. We will roll on the living room office table. A 2, 1 stack of books, half mouldy, and we get a stack of books that Gus can read when he gets back to his base. We take the toothpaste and the brush and the stack of books out to the beast and load it in the back, and then we will go to our second house and see what's going on in our second house. So first off, we'll see if we can get in without making any noise. Oh no, how many rooms is in it first? 5. This is slightly bigger than the last place. So we've got 5 rooms in here. Can we get in quietly? Yes, we get in quietly, so we don't raise anything. The door maybe is open, it's got a slight crack, and we move into this larger building. Maybe it's got a garage on the side, and it's a bit more spacious. Red, purple, black. So red, purple, black. 1, 5, 2. So 1 is in the entry. So this is in the front bit. 1, 5, 2. So we've got the light fixtures at the top is dangling. So we're in the hallway. We'll search around in the hallway. I think it's very unlikely we're going to find anything in the hallway. So we're going to say we've got disadvantage. And we do. Oh, disadvantage means that we still get 2. Well, actually, we'll say we've found something in the hallway. What can we have? Do we have a hallway here? Miscellaneous. Let's say something miscellaneous. We've got a 1. There's a box of VHS cassettes which somebody has stacked together just in the doorway. Obviously, they're beginning to try and take stuff out, which is the door is still open. We will search our next area. Same again. Red, purple, black. Red, purple, black. Okay, so we've got 2, so that should be an event. 266. 266 is an event. So we have an event. What is this? This is 1 to 3. 1 is an enemy. We have a 2. A 2 is 1 to 3 for the zombies. 3. So we have 3 zombies. So let's see where we are. So we'll roll a d6, and this is which bit of it. It's a 4, and the 4s are the bedrooms. So we've gone up the stairs to the bedrooms, and we've moved. And we've heard a creaking noise. Oh, we'll do the walking chair. We'll do the rocking chair. We've heard a creaking. Oh man, we'll hear a creaking noise, and as we try and investigate, heart thumping. We know we should just leave this place and shut the door. But there could be things here, and whatever's in here could be between life and death for Gus. So we don't know there's 3 zombies yet. And so we will go into the bedroom, and sitting in the far corner, the curtains have been drawn. On the bed, there is a body which has begun decomposing, but it's just laying there. And creaking on a rocking chair, facing the bed, there is an old granny who is just rocking in that chair. Horrible liquid, mucousy type liquid dribbling from her mouth as her head slowly turns towards Gus, and a guttural, spiteful groan leaves her mouth with loads of the additional mucus flowing forwards. Do apologise. Gus is going to take an in-breath, take a breath, and take an unconscious half step backwards, and bump into a younger person who is wearing a flannel shirt which has been shredded, and he's reaching out and just brushes across the back of Gus's leather jacket. And we will roll initiative. Black's is Gus, red is them. Red is them getting 7, Gus gets an 11. So Gus instinctively will turn and smash the samurai bat across this young plaid shirt wearing zombie, as Gus will hear someone getting off the bed and the rocking chair ceasing to squeak, as he can hear a thud of the granny's legs giving out from underneath her, and she collapses to the ground and begins to pull herself towards Gus. So Gus is going to attempt to strike the person in front of them. Getting a hit. Oh, we needed that. The bat comes cracking down upon their shoulder. There's a splitting sound as part of their torso collapses in, and they fall forwards, and Gus swipes across their temple as their head flips and falls back, and Gus turns to face this crawling body and an older, heavy-set zombie getting off the bed and lunging forwards. So they get 2 for the one who's crawling, plus 1 for the one who's standing. Just to remind you, Gus has got 4 hit points remaining from the last place. They get 1 hit, so doing 1 point of damage as this one falls against the door, smacking into Gus's shoulder, knocking Gus to 3 hit points. Gus takes a stumbling step back as the other zombie then is now blocking the door from being closed, as it crawls, dragging itself towards Gus's heavy-set boots. Gus will use this as a stamp, but it's basically the same as the bat. Gus is going to attempt to stamp down on the zombie which is dragging itself forwards, and right himself defensively in a corner of the landing. So there's a short wall, and then there's the stairs that will go down, but looking down you can see the stairs as Gus is backing against that, and there's a little corner with a wall with their door which is opposite Gus, as this body is dragging itself, leaving this smearing path across as part of its clothes are being dragged away as it moves forwards to try and grab Gus, as Gus tries stamping down. Oh no. Not a lot Gus can do with that. Gus is panicking, and so Boots slams into the ground, just missing its head. They are going to, the one at the doorway has moved the door aside, and this one is grabbing at Gus's boots with a gnashing of gums. They get one more hit on Gus. Gus is panicking and moves back, slamming his lower back into the back of the banisters. Air being blown out of his lungs as he desperately flails forwards with the baseball bat. More Gus. Flailing desperate. I think Gus is going to die. Flailing desperately with the baseball bat. Gus is trying to push and move away. Can he move? We can do. What can we do? We can do an evade. When attacked, test at disadvantage. With success, the attack misses. We can focus, but that's not going to help us very much. We can try and move away, but then I'd say that Gus needs to do a test to move away to be able to succeed in moving away. Otherwise, Gus can't move and he'd lose a go. Because he needs to get out of the way of them. Gus has 2 hit points left. So that was Gus failing to do the stomp. They are now on Gus. Gus needs to defend against them. Gus is at that point. We lose our next 2 hit points because that's 2 hits. As the Gus is focusing on the one at his feet, stomping down, trying to stop it from moving, catching its arm and hearing a snap of brittle bone, looking up, completely missing this giant zombie wearing heavy-set zombie, which lunges into Gus, forcing him against the banister, off the banister, over the banister, and Gus tumbles down the stairs. There's a sickening crack as Gus's head hits the bottom stair. His body goes limp and lifeless, and then we see afterwards there's a vague twitching, and Gus begins to stand and join the other 2 protecting this house. And sadly, that's it for Gus. Anyway, there's a little zombie one. We'll play another one. We'll play another one next week. So that is my little TinyD6. TinyD6, my little tables for going house picking. I mean, if there was more of you playing through this, it might have survived, or Gus could have run away. But yeah, you know, it's a zombie apocalypse. It's not that easy to survive. Gus, the proper one, is just a total survivor. Completely not related. But if you haven't read the Mountain Man series or listen to R.C. Bray on Audible, read it, I would strongly recommend you do. There are some excellent books, a fantastic character, which is Gus Berry, and so awesomely written by Keith C. Blackmore. I would strongly recommend that you go, completely unrelated to the stuff I've done, you will go read those books. And that's it. We'll play something different next week. I don't know what we're going to play, but we'll do something different. If you're a subscriber, thank you so much for being a subscriber. If you are not yet a subscriber, do consider subscribing. Some of the characters last longer than that. Thank you so much to the Adventurers Guild for all your support. If you would like to grab the Tiny Living Dead or the Wildlands, but I didn't use that, the Wilderness or the Wastelands supplement, I'll put the links to both of those in the description. And my tables to do that crawl with all of those bits of dice and those additional rules, you can grab on my Patreon. If you'd like to join the Patreon, it's up there at the moment. I'll probably stay there for a while. And that be that. I will see you next Thursday for our 3rd instalment of Zombie Month. Enjoy.